Hello everyone, I'm Paul McGuire. Grimes. Patrick Swayze's 1989 cult classic Roadhouse was sexy, violent, and very macho. It's now getting the remake treatment with Jake Gyllenhaal stepping into Swayze's shoes. It will be streaming exclusively on Prime Video, and I want to talk about it. This is Paul's trip to the movies. The remake of Roadhouse opens with an exciting but rough cage match with Post Malone as Carter kicking ass in a scrappy ring, taking down his opponent. Then walks in Jake Gyllenhaal as Dalton, who seemingly scares him off as Carter refuses to fight Dalton. It's a seedy, non-professional environment, but everyone remembers that Dalton is a former UFC fighter. It's there where Dalton is approached by Frankie, who's played by Jessica Williams, to come work as a security guard at her bar. It's a roadhouse that's aptly named the Roadhouse. Now, Dalton reluctantly accepts and then quickly learns that there's a reputation at the Roadhouse. It's a place where bottles are broken, fights break out, and macho tough guys think that they rule the place. Dalton learns the hard way, and despite being able to really hold his own, he finds himself caught up in a crime family looking to literally kill their way into owning the Roadhouse. The film also stars Lucas Gage, Billy Magnussen, and famed UFC fighter Conor McGregor in his film debut. Roadhouse comes under the direction of Doug Liman, whose action resume includes The Bourne Identity, Mr. and Mrs. Smith, and Edge of Tomorrow. He, along with writers Anthony Bagarazzi and Charles Mondry, are giving it this contemporary spin. You can still feel a connection to the Swayze classic, but with this one certainly upping the ante on the brutality, and really kind of goes in some different directions. Now, you can either watch this movie and view it as a ultra-serious action film, or you can just kind of lean in and view it like a Fast and the Furious movie, where you can just accept the camp and the overall just ridiculous nature at hand. Now, I'm viewing this with camp and fun. It seems like Doug Liman and his cast all know the tone that they set out to get this film. Much like the original, this has kind of a very loose main plot, a few unnecessary subplots, and a handful of cheesy one-liners and comebacks. I will say that those quips are used sparingly as to not totally lose the audience. This film seems to rely heavily on the bar brawls and just the vendetta between the Brandt crime family versus Dalton and the Roadhouse. Lyman attempts to shoot some of these fight scenes with close-ups, but the camera work really makes them look messy as the CGI can't quite keep up with the punches, and I think negating the kind of realistic look that Lyman is going for. The henchmen, of course, act tough, but are really just big dolts, and Dalton can easily outwit them and thus take them down in 2 seconds flat. As Dalton, Jake Gyllenhaal is no stranger to playing a physically fit, intense characters, as we also saw him play a boxer in Southpaw. He still has his charm with Dalton, but treats him as kind of this silent but deadly type. Billy Magnussen is chewing the scenery, playing into the kind of villain, madman role that we've seen from him before, while Conor McGregor is clearly having an absolute blast, playing this kind of beast-like killing machine who leaves us this destruction of carnage behind him. Roadhouse, I think, also has a really strong supporting cast, as Jessica Williams, Lucas Gage, and B.K. Cannon all have their moments to shine. I just wish that they all were given additional screen time to really utilize them even more in this film. Roadhouse is notably over the top, right down to this extensive shirtless fight scene between Jake Gyllenhaal and Conor McGregor. It's perfect for just an easy night in on the couch with a cocktail or a beer in hand. Your mind can escape for 2 hours if that's what you want out of this movie. I'm giving Roadhouse 3 out of 5 ticket stubs. If you like my review today, click subscribe on my YouTube channel. I have some other movie reviews, some celebrity interviews, and I'd love to hear from you. Leave me a comment on social media or on YouTube at Paul's Movie Trip. Do you have a favorite Jake Gyllenhaal film? I'd love to hear from you. Leave me a comment on your favorite Jake Gyllenhaal movie. Paul's Trip to the Movies is brought to you by Imagine Theaters. Tickets are still on sale to go see Dune Part 2 in theaters. You don't want to miss out on seeing it on the big screen. It's now playing in 70mm film at their Willow Creek location, Or it's also playing on their monster screen at their Lakeville location, which is the biggest screen in Minnesota. So go check out Dune Part 2 while it's still playing in the theaters. Follow them on social media at ImagineMN to learn more. And tickets are on sale for my movie series, Paul McGuire Grimes Presents, coming up Sunday, March 24th, 3 p.m. I'm going to be showing Good Will Hunting, one of my favorite movies of all time. So get tickets today. Let's see it back up on the big screen. And stick around after the movie. I do a discussion after every one of my screenings. So let's talk about what makes that movie so great. I'd love to see you there. Thank you so much for watching my review of Roadhouse. This is Paul's trip to the movies.